Hey guys, I want to talk to you a little bit today about something called Cowboy Energy. And I want to tell you a little story. Right now, I am out in Colorado doing some training for work. And I love coming to these sorts of events because you mix with a wide variety of people that come from all over the place. And I love hearing everybody's story and gaining knowledge and expertise from other people that have different life experiences than mine. And this was a really cool story that I just wanted to share with you. So these are not my words. I'm just conveying the message and the little story here that I'm going to tell you because I thought it was a great one. It's very applicable to all of us in our lives. But this concept of cowboy energy. So first off, I met a person who was from a more rural area, and he grew up on a ranch, and they quite literally did like livestock ranching. And in the application of this sense to him, like a cowboy was a true rancher, a person who, corralled these herds of animals and got them to do what they needed him to do, and was a leader in a sense when you think about it like that. A real cowboy in this sense, in the rancher sense, is a person that knows how to lead a big group of, let's say, strong, powerful animals that don't always know the right thing to do or the best thing to do, but getting them to go down a certain trackway. And even if it's just leading them to one part of the pasture, putting them to bed at night, whatever it is that these folks do, that's way above my head. I haven't lived this life, but that was, in his words, that's what a cowboy is, somebody who does that. And furthermore, a cowboy is somebody that knows how to do those sorts of things in an efficient manner. But most importantly, the real cowboy is actually very cool, calm, collected. The way they handle themselves around these animals is in that fashion and in that sense. And he said there's an interesting contrast to that, where if you have like a rodeo sort of cowboy type of person, let's say, that's a very different approach, right? The rodeo approach is that somebody that jumps into a ring with an animal and truly tries to manhandle them, truly tries to overpower them, truly tries to yank them and jerk them around and do whatever they do and ride on the back of these wild animals and do all this sorts of this different style of interacting with an animal. And just as you would assume, when you imagine a rodeo, you imagine this like entertainment sort of thing that's going on. You imagine this big hulking person that's just jumping in, like we said, interacting with this strong wild animal in such a fashion, overpowering them, getting them to do whatever they do. But inevitably, with that sort of approach, you get all sorts of wild things that will come about where the animal is resistant and the animal is trying to fight back and the animal is trying to do all these other things, trying to do everything but get you, or to go along, trying to do everything but going along with where you're trying to lead it to. And this conversation led way to a very interesting conversation where we were both just kind of reflecting upon our lives and reflecting upon leadership. And we were just talking about the manner that we interact with people is actually ironically very, very similar to these two sorts of styles of approaches. So in other words, like the real true like rancher cowboy energy in that approach versus those that choose to go through life and interact with other humans in the rodeo cowboy sort of sense. And as you would imagine, guys, like if you're out there trying to manhandle people and trying to approach situations with this style of force and this style of influence, like no surprise, you're going to have a rodeo. You're going to have a show a lot of times. You're going to have a showdown. You're going to have just friction, and you're going to have resistance and all these sorts of things. And there's a contrast to those that lead in life that really truly get this concept and that know how to work with people and know how to maintain their cool and know how to approach with a calm energy that ranching cowboy does versus approaching with this aggressive, like I'm going to overpower you, I'm going to force and impose my will upon you sort of energy that the rodeo cowboy does. And I think this is very relatable to any of you guys and girls out there that are listening to this that have, maybe you could think about times in your life when you've been in somewhat of a leadership role. And I want you to think about the contrast. Hopefully you've had some experience approaching things in the ranching cowboy manner versus approaching things in the rodeo cowboy manner. And I want you to think about the effectiveness of your leadership in those sorts of instances and how things went right and how things went wrong. And at the end of the day, did you more efficiently arrive at the destination or the outcome that you were looking for with any one of those two approaches? And if so, which one was it? It's something that's very personal. It's individual to each and every one of us as we develop our living styles and we develop the style that we choose to interact with people in the world with. But I can just speak for myself and reflecting upon all my experiences, and something that I continue to instill and try to drive into you guys out there especially is just that your demeanor and your energy as a man, when you approach things with a cool, calm, collected sort of energy, you're generally going to affect a better outcome. You're going to get what you want out of the situation, or you're going to be a better interactor with people. Maybe you don't see eye to eye immediately, but you're going to be able to find a way to work together, or that maybe hopefully there's a way that both of you can win in whatever situation you're approaching. But I encourage you guys, approach especially your interpersonal human relationships with that sort of cool, calm, ranching cowboy energy versus going into every situation guns blazing with the rodeo cowboy energy. That rarely yields the outcome that you want. And if anything, a lot of times it will exacerbate your problems. It will make things worse. It will make a situation where there doesn't need to be one. It will erupt a war at times between you and whoever these people are around you that you're needing to interact with. And that's oftentimes not what you're probably after at the end of the day. So, like I said, cool little story, just an analogy. Wanted to share that with you guys today. So I hope you can remember that and apply some of this stuff in your lives out there. All right, guys, hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you real soon.